Oh, there we go. That's better. Booyah. Cool. Hey, that's the joy of doing a live stream, man. So, we are back. It is Monday morning. Popping off the live stream. 9:05, sculpting hour, sketching hour, my morning warm up dealio. And let's see. I kind of lost the chat over here. So, do. All right. So, we got Sean with us. My trusty buddy Sean coming in on the chat. And what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Do I even know what I'm doing today? I don't know. It was going to be this kind of a burrowing creature, inspired by the Boulette. I don't know. They got a weird. It's funky creature. Some funky town stuff from D&D Monster Manual. So I'm kind of continuing on my own thing of like reimagining stuff from that or doing something that's inspired from each of the creatures from that. Where are we at? Let's see. We're like 34 pages into this bad boy on this creature. So I'm gonna do something that's kind of I like the description. What I do with these things is sometimes I kind of take something and go, well, if I did that idea or I took an idea like that and then tweaked it, where would I go with it? I have my own D&D setting that I run games in for friends, and so I really do like kind of repurposing the whole world, the whole setting, and all that kind of stuff, and making so it's not the same. I think if you played D&D before, you played D&D with other people. Um, if you've read the books, then you know a lot of stuff going in. So I like to tweak like just about everything into a whole new setting. Um, so the creature we're up to is kind of talked about as like a land shark, lives only to feed, powerful claws, tunnels through the earth. Um, anyway, let's jump into that because I did a quick doodle that goes out as the thumbnails. For those who don't know, when you see my posts go out, my notifications go out, those thumbnails, I sketch those up I sketch those up usually about 8:55, 9 o'clock, and those things happen about 5 minutes before this whole deal starts, which is kind of why the stream starts at 9:05 because I have to go ahead and get something together for a thumbnail beforehand so I can post it. So that's what those are. But then after the fact, I come back in and I pull a clip from the video and use that to show the sculpt that, if you come back and do a rewatch. So let's see here. I wonder if I can float that. Oh, that's a good way to do that. I'm still kind of getting my feet under me with improved practices on how to run a stream like this and being able to manage things and see chats and stuff like that as I work. So just going with the pop out chat so I can just quickly catch that without losing my whole screen. So let's go ahead and I'm going to switch on over to Zbrush here and back my soundtrack down just a little bit more. So I do like having a little sound bed into there. And let's just get started with this bad boy, okay? So we're going to come in, and as I often do, we're going to start with a sphere and hit Make Polymesh 3D. Drop that on my canvas. I'm going to turn on local symmetry and hit X to turn on my actual symmetry. And then from here, I'm going to go right into Sculptress mode and just brush over this whole thing to kind of get it less regular and just kind of like a little blob. Okay. Then from here, let's take, I'm going to take the snake hook this morning and use that to just start pushing and pulling some stuff out into a general body shape. And I'm thinking this should be kind of armored. Something that's burrowing into the ground, And I like to model these sorts of things. If it's got a big mouth to it, I like to model a mouth open. So let's just go ahead and pull this kind of funky shape out here. And I'm going to give this a weird shaped back. I really want a different silhouette. It's real easy for quadruped stuff to end up all having very similar silhouettes. Um, so you end up with kind of a handful of different concepts. You've got your big bulky thing, your small lanky thing, your chubby lethargic thing. You just end up with these different sort of archetypal body designs, and it's important, I think, to have that stuff in mind so that you can try and break it up a little bit. Creating new creatures it's fun, but after a while you would start to repeat yourself really easily. So I want to make sure that it's one of the reasons I change up the methods that I use for getting started quite often, because just the methods themselves will lend you towards different shapes and different ideas. So playing around with that sort of thing is kind of important, I feel. Okay. So let's pull some stuff there. Start coming in with my clay buildup. I do like to take it from an anatomical sort of approach a lot of times, so that things get a sense of realism, sense of believability to them. So I imagine, God, this is so gross, but this is a creature that burrows, goes into the earth. I'm imagining it would have this beak that kind of grabs into the dirt, grabs into like a hill or something to pull it. It just swallows the dirt, so the stuff passes through. So it's leaving, let's just say it has a powerful ability of leaving some excrementatiousness behind it. So that needs to be kind of a thing thought of in its design. So let's give it a nice big healthy rib cage here. I'm thinking we're going to have these spots here for legs. And I've got kind of a general idea in mind for an armor pattern running down its back that I want to explore really, really quickly at this early stage. And sometimes getting these big landmarks in at early stages is handy. Kind of, it's almost like making your own Rorschach test. You start spitballing just shapes, and then the shapes will spark something in your head, and that'll lead you to come up with more ideas and follow it out. Right. I'm thinking too that I want to make this thing's head or neck area longer. There we go. And at this point, when you're just spitballing shapes and things, you don't have to be, you can be super messy. In fact, it's actually better to be kind of messy with the way that you stroke things in, because, it's gonna create more shapes and things just for your eyes to see and for your brain to sort of think through. And that's gonna give you that inspiration. It's funny, I hate that word. I really do. As an artist, as a working artist, I despise that word. people all are always like, "Oh, you're an artist. Where do you get your inspiration?" I'm like, dude, don't talk to me about inspiration. You know, it's like I see random stuff and something comes to mind out of that, and I could probably analyze it and tell you, yeah, this is this, and this is this. This is where these things come from. There it is. And most of the time, like, I'll go into things with a goal in mind, or a character or a story or something like that. And so it's like, it's very rare that anything ever comes to me that's just like some big epiphany or something. And to me, the word inspiration just sounds like that kind of garbage. I'm very practical about stuff, you know. I, there's a kind of luxury to being able to do that I'm just sort of it's like it's like I'm a working artist. Key thing there is work. So I take it. I don't know, man. It's like it's got a little bit of an attitude about it, you know. It's like, yeah, this is work. You know, I love it and I love doing it, but it is work. So, you know, pulling ideas from places and all that, it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's inspiration. It's also requests and analysis, and so yeah, what looks like, you know, I don't know, just maybe I'm just old and jaded, but you know, it's like after a while you start to realize where things come from, and it, you know, it's like it's cool that you get to make magic for everybody else, but it does start to lose its magic like that after a while, you know. You're like, yeah, I understand, you know. I shouldn't say that. It never really loses magic because I love doing the stuff. But it's like, you know, if you're watching a big fireworks show and you don't know anything about pyrotechnics, it's just, you know, giant explosions and cool lights and neat stuff. It's just neat. It's cool. And so, you know, it's like the lack of understanding makes it kind of magical. But then once you understand it, it's interesting and it's a thing, but you understand it. So it's not as magical. You know, it's not just this random thing, because you can go, oh, that's this chemical mixed with that thing and done this way. So, you know, when you do that, like there's a strange thing that happens over the years. You know, the more time you put in as an artist doing things like this, you know, the more, there are large amounts of what we do that really is baking a cake, you know. And when you're baking a cake, you put those ingredients together. You know, there's not a whole lot of inspiration in throwing together some flour, some eggs, some milk, or whatever, and whipping it up, and you know, letting it do what it'll do, because that's established. That's the way it is, you know. But it's like you gotta mix the base before you get to the cool part, and a lot of the stuff is mixing the base. You know, the cool part is just the icing on the cake. Right now we're making the cake. That's spitballing shapes, thinking through things, keeping some principles in mind, and all that kind of stuff. So, uh, a lot of folks don't quite. I don't know. Like, I think it's very easy. A lot of times you can like romanticize the art thing and the process and all that, and turn it into a thing which is cool. But there's also, you know, a real, it's work. You know, it's work. Um, I think that gets lost on people a lot of times. Um, yeah, it's so funny too, in a way, because part of the gig is trying to keep the magic alive for other people, and then sometimes you're just like, Jesus Christ, folks, this is not magic. You know, this is not. It's like it's a it's a thing. You know, there's a real job to it. Yeah, I've had younger artists talk to me off and on through the years who are like, you know, yeah, I really want to do this, that, and the other. And sometimes I'm like, do you want to do it, you know, 18 hours a day? What? Yeah. You want to do it 18 hours a day for garbage pay and you know, have to struggle for years and years and years. You know, probably not getting credit for stuff, probably getting ripped off quite often, probably taking ridicule from people who say you should get a real job, probably going through all kinds of garbage with it. I'm like, do you realize, you know, I've flat out put it straight to people before. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's cool. It is, it's cool. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And are you willing? It's like most of us get into doing art because we love art and we love that magic of it. And it's like, how bad do you want to do that? Because there's a point. There's a point where if you want to do it and you want to do it all the time, you want to make it your life, you have to accept that you're taking something magical to yourself and removing some of the magic from it. It's going to have to become a job. Now, that said, you know, I'm the kind of guy that, with this stuff, where I feel like if there are certainly days when I wish I had it in me to actually enjoy doing something else for a living. There really are. There are definitely days I'm like, man, maybe I should think about something else, you know? And over the years, there have been times when I have thought about, you know, man, if I just stopped doing this stuff, what would I go do? At one point, I even considered like joining a police academy, but then I kind of sit back and I think about things. I think about, you know, jobs that I've done outside of art before, which aren't many. I've actually pretty much done this as my primary thing. Done some form of art, some version of this since I was like 19, and so some days, you know, I get to thinking about that stuff, but then it comes back to me, and you know, I just look around and I'm like, no, no, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm here to do, and you know, I it's very strange, man. Sometimes there's just like this weird form of like acceptance I have to have with it. It's like, you know, this is what I wanted to do, what I set out to do, and I enjoy it. You know, you don't love it every day. You really don't love it every day, because it does become a job. But then I have to remind myself a little bit, you know, it's like, yeah, it's still a pretty cool gig. You know, it is a pretty cool gig. Man, I really like the way the inside of that mouth is coming out. See, and there's a good example. That's a nice moment, you know. It's like I can kind of think about some of the negatives, because there are negatives to the stuff that I do. And I can think about, I can have those things on my mind while I'm working on something, but then have this moment where just, you know, some concept-y thing comes together and I look at it and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And the coolness starts to come back and starts to like make you feel like, oh yeah, you know, I want to push on with that, and this creature's going to be pretty nifty when I get done with it. So, yeah, it's funny, you know. There you go. You guys get a little moment of whatever that was, you know, in my little day world. I think I want to give this guy like 4 eyes. I don't know. I like multiple eyes on things. Mm-mm-mm. Where'd my chat window go? There it is. Sean says, a burrowing creature. I can dig it. Tassos! I love Tassos. Tassos is awesome. Tassos Anastasiades. I'm totally mauling your name, I'm sure, but I love saying your name. Your name is fun to say because I'm an American, and that's a cool just sound. It's very cool. Tassos Anastasiades. Tassos is a badass artist, and I owe him a bunch of stuff. I'm like, damn it, I have concept stuff I need to get to him because there's projects I want to get off the ground with him. But as always, I'm like You know, I have so many irons in the fire, it's just stupid. So hopefully after this week, I get a couple of meetings out of the way and get some things kind of situated and some plans put in place. Then I'll be able to actually get some of the longer distance forward thinking stuff that I have in mind together, which includes a uh, a project with Tassos that I really want to get going. Where like I'm very anxious to get that going because I want to write that thing. It'd be a thing that I write and Tassos does, you know, either all or most of the artwork on. I'll probably do a few pieces of artwork just because you know it's like I'm like that. But you know, I really want to do something that just lets him shine as an artist, and I think his style will be so great for this idea that I have. So we touched on it in one of the streams one morning. I spit out a quick sculpt of this of the main character for this project. Pull some more shape out of here. Mm-mm-mm. So how you guys doing this morning? I got Tassos and Sean in here. Oh, Tassos said I'm among the few who say his name correctly. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, Anastasiades. Yeah, Tassos is a cool guy, man. Anybody who gets a chance, and Tassos, pop some links in there to your work, man. You know, I think the chat stuff stays in the rewatch too, so people could grab those links there. Tassos has got some books out that he's done, and he's just a great artist and a super cool dude. Okay, he's in. Dude, are you in Athens? I think he's in Athens, Greece, and yeah, just super cool guy. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, man, I got some crazy cool stuff developing on the inside of things here that can't talk about all of it just yet because you know that's the nature of the beast. I was gonna say the entertainment beast, and it's like what we do. I mean, it's art and collectibles, but it's still entertainment. And so much of that world, you know, it's like everything has planning, everything has, you know, it's like, well, we got to do this, we got to hold on to this because marketing's going to do this, and that's the date for that. And, you know, it's like there's always all this strategy and stuff to it. And I tell you what, I get so tired of that stuff. I just want to be able to like do stuff and talk about it and, you know, just hang out and make cool stuff a lot of times. But I get it, it is what it is. But yeah, we got some cool stuff coming. And hopefully this week we'll be solidifying some plans and some deals and things and um, have some stuff to share soon, you know. I want to turn sculptures mode off for a minute. Sculptures mode can get a little bit laggy. At this point, I just need these shapes busted in. Right. like that quite a bit. Yes, it has a puckery little sphincter, and I think I'm going to actually enhance that because I'm feeling kind of sphinctery. Yes, this creature has a butthole because that's where the dirt comes out. Yeah, it's mowing its way through a mountainside or diving into the earth somewhere. Yeah, it's gonna take all that dirt and crap in and drop all that dirt and crap out. And I don't even mind it. Actually, kind of makes it kind of cool. Imagine this giant creature. Probably about 12 feet long, a couple thousand pounds. It's going along, and it's just like chug, 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 chug. Stuff goes through and just blip, 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 right out the back. It's disgusting. But if I can't make gross stuff from time to time, then what am I doing this for? I want to be able to make stuff that's gross and cool and weird and I don't know. Oh man, whew. First yawn of the morning, folks. God, it is so Monday. It is so Monday. I already want this day to be over with. Gonna stick some arms on the creature. Ah, Tassos is in Cyprus. Okay. Just popped over and checked that out. See, I like my stream. The guys on there are like joking about creatures eating their way through a mountain and then crapping it out. Oh. I don't like those. I don't like those at all. I'm going to approach this a little bit differently. I'm going to pop over to a cylinder. Actually, no, I'm going to pop a cylinder into here. Do a pinned. And we're going to pull in a cylinder. And we're going to grab that cylinder. And we're going to swing around to side view. We're going to pull that cylinder down. Down in side view. Then we're going to scale it. Scale it down, scale it down, scale it up. And I'm going to use this cylinder to get an idea of the leg proportion that I want. So, and I'm just going to pop on in here and pardon me. Let's pop in here. Grab some of that. Just extrude a little bit. Extrude a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. This is a pretty nifty little way to do this. So there we got a leg, sort of, started. Now let's just use sculptures to get a little bit more resolution in it, like so. And then I grab this area right here and turn on my symmetry. Since I have local symmetry turned on, it's just going to be local to whatever mesh is showing. And then I'm going to use that to kind of take snake hook because that'll actually create new mesh off of here. So let's do 3 toes like so. And we're going to inflate these guys right here. Inflate this fella. Now I'm going to start coming in here. I bet that I just separated that off too, didn't I? Oh, it didn't separate. Sometimes when you have mesh hidden and you're in sculptress mode, it will start to separate things and get kind of weird. So it might just be if you hit the border edge that's showing though. So give them nice flabby leg parts right here. Now I'm going to go back out here where I don't have the symmetry turned on, but that really helped get those toes built in there pretty quickly. I'm just going to flatten that stuff back up a little bit. I know we get rid of a lot, but it is what it is. Elephantine sort of feet here. At this point, now that I've flattened back up here, I've gone to more drawing the stuff in. Ho ho ho. Oh, oh, oh. Boy, I could use some more sleep. That is absolutely true. Oh. I do like this method. I feel like this is really yielding a nice, believable, appendage, and in a really quick way. Okay. Oh, Lord. There we go. Let's see. Checking the chat. Sean says this will make a great kaiju. I agree. I agree. I think this would be a fun kaiju-y sort of thing to do. Mm-mm. Right. It's kind of interesting keeping legs and things, separated like this. Is the way that you get to work with them. A little more non-destructive. Nice. How are we doing on time? 9:45. Good deal. Hey, at least this morning I am keeping my business on time. I have so much stuff to do today that a bunch of stuff I really don't want to have to do, like you landlords and contracts and meetings and goofy crap. Stuff that I just really rather not have to do, but it's adulting. Oh, oh, what I want to do is just go back to bed, get some more sleep. But it is what it is. It is what, there it is. I knew that stuff would break away somewhere. Oh, it's such hot garbage when it does that. Well, that just means it's time to dynamesh it. Go a little higher with that. Yay, dynamesh to the rescue. My next question's going to be, where can we go with back leg? Oh, mm-mm-mm. All right. Tell you all what, I'm taking 30 seconds to step away. I'm going to bring the music up and leave this guy on screen. But I need more coffee. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. Have returns. Check the chat real quick. Coffee break. Yep. Sean says coffee break. All right. Oh. Yes. Got my coffee. My coffee right here. I think I'm a little bit off camera there. Am I? I kind of come into view when I lean. Oh. Oh my God. You know you're getting old when you finally just start taking black unsweetened coffee. There we go. Give myself a little bit of room to wiggle around there. Wiggle room. Wiggle, wiggle. I'm far too animate of a human being. That's all I'm saying. I pop around way too much. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So where are we going with this? I like the feet, but not the legs so much. I feel like they need more of a. They need quite a bit of change to them. So let's do. Let's see, I want to go down, back, down. I need those feet to be there. All of it to be a little bigger. Maybe a little thicker. Okay. Now let's just use the old sculptrice there to knock down the resolution just past the foot quite a bit. And what that's going to do in making that mesh lighter right there, that's going to make it easier for us to use some transpose tools to manipulate that. Okay. So now let's grab a lasso. And then use that to come in here. Boom, boom. Or you know what? There's an even better way to do this. Make that brush huge. And we'll just use that to erase like a ton of this mesh. And then we can grab this and go. There. There I'm kind of blocking in my overall like directions that I want to be going in. Then we'll come in with a inflate brush. And just start adding that stuff in. Also want to pull these out straighter. I am too damn sleepy right now. I'm liking that. I'm digging the crap out of where this is going. This is great. Feel good about this guy. Let's come back in here. We need to kind of carve away some of this. Account for those legs. Oh, shit. Oh, stretch. Okay. Where are we at? Oh. Okay. Oh. It's gonna be an interesting week around here. We got another new printer in the other day. Haven't even fired it up yet. It's in spot, but I haven't even ran a test print on that yet. I've been so busy. But new printer is in. Then another new printer is on the way. This one's gonna be an FDM printer. Nice big fat build volume on it. Oh, all right, not quite 10 o'clock, so we're actually doing really well on time today. That's good. Alright, let's pop some teeth in this bad boy. Okay. I'm going to go do like some jumping jacks or something to wake up. I am flying so blind right now just from being sleepy. All right. Tasso says with a cobra or scorpion tail. I wonder. Oh, I know where I'm going to go with that. I like that idea, though. That's cool. I like the idea. So what if I added back here a little, let's just grab this. Let's just pull a little something out right through here, right? And then they'll have like a little finger. Mm. I like that. No, he doesn't eat the rocks. The hard shell, like pointy stuff, the pointy carapace around the head, chips them off. I need to just like swallow them and shoot them through. The teeth are for eating meat. There was a question from Sean in the chat. It said he eats rocks with sharp teeth, wouldn't they break off? Alright, starting to run up on time, so we need to finish these teeth out and bring this puppy home. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Right, I like that. All right, where we end up after we dynamesh that? Cool. Very usable. Let's kick that over into a regular blend. And I need to pop a couple of eyeballs in it. And there he is. I feel pretty good about that. Let's go to our movie. Got 300. And turntable it. I like this creature. It's not overly complicated, but it still has interesting lines. So I feel good about that. Oh, man. I was on a live stream the other day with a bunch of other people, and I nearly fell asleep. Just bizarre. Right, and then let's get a beauty shot render. Here we go. Cool. Alrighty. Well, that about does it for today's stream. Thanks for hanging out, watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. And as always, go to 6s1.com to sign up for the mailing list, get offers and discounts and updates and all kinds of groovy stuff like that. So till tomorrow at 9:05, I'm Les. I will see y'all. Bye.